the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
The Ghana Police Service had a strong response and reply ama former President John Dramani Mahama. Enyumre ya the former president abe commented on democracy hub mabunu nantene mabawa ya omosi omo eye demonstration against illegal mining na omuti omo ho egu enkramonten so di nsɛmfo wi akire block akwan ahodo na nipa kora nya access to 37 military hospital wi ye hyehye car ties ya akwan ahe no foforo omo de say no we engage in fierce battles with the police. They say all sort of violent activities. Na very, very opposite to Nsem-Pii ne go krata so with respect to said there was some demonstration here. Former President to command and also the Facebook wall and some of say high hardness. We must balance our need to maintain law and order with protecting the rights and freedoms of our citizens. Remanding Democracy Hub demonstrators for 2 weeks is high-handed and an abuse of their rights. The youth of Ghana have a right to engage in manifestations to protect their future, especially in respect of key issues like the destruction of the environment through illegal mining. Draconian judicial decisions by NPP-led judges such as this won't stop our youth from speaking out to authority. The authorities must request the judge to review the remand decision and grant them bail immediately, or else the way in some former president, as a former president, as a statesman, yeah, the Ghana is kept to our as S. Gracia. Some of what you go on Facebook one, touting our judges as MPP judges and that their decisions are draconian, neglecting Nsem-Pii and Nsem-Hunua, Branti, and the Mabai, Ekudi and Crown Monteso. So, my block 37 military hospital, quine, yeah, on record. Patient into me accessing the hospital because of that blockage. She car tie, car kwanya ye nyina taxes aye. Wrestle with the police, ya will be the infantry. So one call two police car key and ton. All these barbaric acts by NDC prone demonstrators and the former president who bonibia someone they should speak out. Nsem-Pii on the Facebook over and the Ghana Police Service say, so your former president too, so your wanyo or munti case kura. No more so the fresh update by as a strong response to the former president. Almost say, as the public may recall, the police on 9th July 2024 received a notice from the Democracy Hub of their intention to hold a protest from 21st to 23rd September 2024 at the Revolutionary Square in front of the Jubilee House. On receipt of the notice from the group, the police engaged the conveners and agreed with them on the chosen date of the demonstration, but advised them to change their chosen venue, that is the Revolutionary Square, which was considered a security zone and likely to affect public defense, public order, public safety, public health, and the running of essential services. However, the organizers refused to consider an alternative location and insisted on picketing at the Revolutionary Square. The police were therefore compelled to take the matter to the court for a determination as to the venue. For purposes of emphasis, the police were not in court to prevent them from demonstrating on the stated date, which was a propaganda being spread out there. The High Court on 18th of September 2024 granted an order to prohibit Democracy Hub from using the Revolutionary Square as the venue for their intended demonstration. The police subsequently met with the organizers and urged them to accept 7 proposed venues by the police. Unfortunately, despite police efforts to facilitate their constitutional right to demonstrate, the organizers remained adamant and insisted that they will disobey the order of the court and picket at the Revolutionary Square in front of the Jubilee House. On 21st September 2024, the demonstrators unlawfully assembled at the 37 intersection and engaged in the following act. Enti utie statement na police for the Babontin ya. Accra High Court and Kasa Nema orders say, sa venue na omo person omo demonstration wo no unauthorized. Enti the first thing, yeah, this Democracy Hub in organizing the demonstration was that they flouted the orders of the Accra High Court. That is the first thing they did. They flouted the orders of the Accra High Court ruling. That is the first thing they did. The first thing they did was the flouting of orders from the High Court. Say, Mamun, you sue this venue. Then you have a former president spew all sorts of partisan statement. Ya emwa o manchichere. Yantua police for statements. Assembled at the 37 intersection and engaged in the following act, among others, which caused extreme inconvenience to the general public, particularly the motoring public. Now, these are the unlawful activities. 1. Blocking the intersection in all directions with vehicles, stones, logs, causing massive vehicular traffic across the city. 2. Setting fire in the intersection. 3. Setting fire to another political party, paraphernalia, and billboards. Harassing and attacking road users, including the military and police officers. Abusing police and military officers. Banging on vehicles belonging to the general public. Playing football in the middle of the road, causing unlawful damage to vehicles belonging to the general public. These un-Ghanaian, uncivil, unlawful, and unreasonable acts of the demonstrators caused extreme inconvenience to commuters who were caught in traffic for several hours. Persons in need of medical care had difficulty reaching medical facilities. Families visiting their loved ones who were on admission at the hospital had difficulty getting to them with essential supplies. Also, there were delays in people attending social and cultural activities such as funerals, etc., which define us as a people. And there was a negative impact on commercial activities, including people missing their flights and others not being able to access their businesses. Following an assessment of the situation at the end of the first day, the police cautioned the organizers that the police would not allow them to demonstrate at the 37 intersection. Instead, they should move to one of the 7 locations suggested by the police, where security would be provided. The demonstrators again disregarded the caution by the police and unlawfully assembled once again at the 37 intersection the following day and began to repeat their previous day actions. While the police were professionally and persuasively engaging the demonstrators to leave the street and restore normal traffic flow, the demonstrators rather attacked the police with stones, sticks, and other ammunitions. One of them, Oliver Bakavomawo, entered a police vehicle, removed the ignition key, and fled with it, while others threw police crash barriers at the police officers, among others. The police had no option but to arrest them. In the midst of these provocations, the police did not use any force against anyone. 54 persons were arrested, and all of them have been put before the court in line with due process of the law, with various charges pressed against them. The case is being prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General. Following the arrest, the attention of the Ghana Police Service has been drawn to report suggesting that a 12-year-old child, a 68-year-old woman, and a pregnant woman were among those arrested and detained. We would like to categorically state that all these are false, palpable falsehood. We therefore urge the general public to disregard these reports and treat them with the contempt they deserve. In the case of the 12-year-old and the 68-year-old, in the course of the arrest, police realized that one of the suspects, Grace Asantua, a 50-year-old woman who is being reported as a 68-year-old, had a child with her. In order not to separate the child from the woman, the child was allowed to accompany her to the police station. At the police station, police provided the child with food, and for the sake of the child, her guardian, Grace Asantua, was granted a police inquiry bail and allowed to go home with her child. The Ghana Police Service has charged Grace Asantua with the offense of exposing a child to danger by bringing her child to the demonstration grounds contrary to Section 71 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29. We would like to use this opportunity to advise members of the public to be mindful of involving our beloved children in activities that have the potential to expose them to danger. In the case of the alleged pregnant woman, Gloria Vera Lewis, we would like to clarify that at the time of the arrest, there was no visible indication that she was pregnant. Additionally, at no point during the arrest or subsequent interactions did the said suspect inform the police of a pregnancy. Again, there was no communication to the court of any such condition, either by herself, through her lawyers, or her doctors. In order to establish the veracity or otherwise of the claim in the public domain of the alleged pregnancy, the police took the initiative and sent her to the police hospital and an independent health facility for a thorough medical examination. Both medical results came out negative, suggesting that Gloria Vera Lewis is not pregnant as claimed. As part of efforts to be transparent and maintain high ethical and professional standards, the police administration has directed the Police Professional Standards Bureau, formerly PIPS, to investigate the circumstances under which two of the suspects were kept in police custody beyond 48 hours without being sent to court for necessary disciplinary action to be taken against those responsible. We would like to once again assure the public that the police remain committed to nurturing our growing democratic freedoms by providing the necessary security for individuals and groups to exercise their constitutional right to protest safely, peacefully, and lawfully in accordance with the laws governing protest in our beloved country. Signed, Grace Ansa Akrofi, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Director, Public Affairs. To weigh the perfect response, the Ghana Police Service, and the Akoma John Dramani Mahama and his NDC. The police shall see free time or receive information of the demonstration. To time or the assembly court with regards to the routing, not the demonstration itself. To time Accra High Court di anu yeba say no cre. Sa particular place no a democracy have for person ko meeting. A security zone. Inti mremu no mun de kwan so muko shia wo. The ruling of the High Court, police is the key. And how these young men and women had the effrontery to flout orders of a High Court and still picket at the same location they were forbidden to picket by a court of competent jurisdiction, police for Chichiri, and how they went above their specific duties to be performed as demonstrators to ensure that peace, that law is upheld. Police for Chichiri. There are numerous activities that led to the breaking of numerous laws, disrupting public peace. Police force str0ng. And how on the second day they still went ahead to flout orders of a court, give utter disregard to and police for them, and still went ahead to repeat the same draconian activities they undertook on the first day. Police for the explanation in Yaba. And how the police went about ensuring that the law takes its course by sending all these demonstrators to the law court with respect to certain forms of charges pressed against them. What activities are engaging in? Police force str0ng. And how the law court took over those charges and are prosecuting them into the same bill. And a former president is here. Dear bill was here. And the activities in the New police for kind na when ya be a someone ka or more block quite depend to me access healthcare when ya want someone ka. Those on admission at the hospital, ya more families able provide one with essential services. Yeah, because of the activities of these demonstrators, they were denied access. Yeah, only God knows what would have happened to these patients in the hospital. Former president, when you want someone can disrupting traffic flow. And many people important businesses to attend to and to me attend, they creating severe losses for certain businessmen. Yeah, at that point in time, their movement was confined because of the activities of this democracy hub. Former president when you want someone can. People missed their flight, had to reschedule flight, make extra payment. Former president when you want someone can. Destroying public property when you want someone can. Targeting the military and the police. In all this, the police remain so calm as to someone exert any form of brute on these demonstrators. When you want someone can. The ought to be kind and say the youth have a mind and a mouth to speak, and that the police a draconian act. And this is a perfect response once again from the Ghana Police Service on a new course and a perfect reply to the former president to say he is a statesman. Onya brenken kind na wontia semuyi and sana with any needless reply abba to any sort of activity that seeks to undermine the absolute peace and unity that this country is enjoying.